What's up YouTube, NuggetsHoopster. Today I'm bringing you guys a video about Blackwings and their matchups this format. But before I do that, I want to talk about just the deck in general, this format. Many people say that this deck doesn't take skill to play, because it really does not take that much skill to play Pot of Duality and like get Icarus and then summon Sure and set your Icarus. There isn't too much thinking involved in that, but I feel like over the course of the game, if the game lasts more than like 5 minutes, then the match is going to be down to pretty much whoever's better is going to win. I feel like a lot of people will play Blackwings the wrong way, and they don't realize that they're playing it the wrong way. I'd say probably the main thing that people do too much, in my opinion, is just like set too many back rows. True that when there's a format of no heavy storm, I still feel like overcommitting is a bad thing, and I think playing conservative is one of the most important things in this format. I'd say a lot more than any of the past formats that we've had, because there are just so many ways for people to take advantage of you setting too many back rows and overcommitting, and then them just getting huge pluses. So, I mean, pretty much the way to, prevent from overextending is just if you're playing a deck like Quickdraw that has access to blow up the whole field like whenever they want to, then I'd say the best thing to do is just match how much they commit to the field. Because if they have one back row, then you should only set one back row. Because like in a worst case scenario, they would like play their, I don't know, just say this for like trap stun. They could trap stun you, and then summon their debris dragon, and go to like black rows. But then they're just gonna sit on a black rose because they're not gonna want to blow up your face down card, because they know it would be a -1. So you force them. Pretty much the way that I've realized that it's gone is that quick draw players wait for you to commit to the field where they can play Chop Stun or Cold Wave and then summon debris and then get a plus. But if you're always just sitting on one back row, then they're gonna keep these cards in their hand until they're so tired of looking at it that they just want to summon it, and then they use their quote power card, I guess, and they're not going to get that big of an advantage off of it. So if you can play conservative in the quick draw matchup, I feel like you're probably going to be winning, because you're going to make them make bad plays that they normally wouldn't want to make, only because you're just playing conservative. And especially with a deck like Blackwings that has cards like Bora and Gale and Blizzard, you can push to the field very quickly whenever you need to. So the way I like to play this deck is it's just sit on one monster for as long as you can and wait for them to use, I guess, an out for it. Make them summon their debris dragon and then have to go to black rose, but then not really want to blow up the field because you're not committed that much to the field, so they don't really want to lose their monster presence. And then when they try to do something, you can eat Icarus, or you could just bottomless when they don't activate the effect. So I'd say for the quick draw, matchup and just in general, play conservative and you should be fine. I would say that the same thing would go for a deck like X-Sabers. I feel like X-Sabers are kind of a tough matchup. I feel like quick draw is really not that bad of a matchup, like I said, if you just play conservative. But X-Sabers can kind of be a problem, because the X-Sabers don't necessarily have to make big pushes all at once to get their advantage. I'd say the last format they had to, but this format, since they're running Ember's Blades and 2s and 3s, they can chill back and just like attack into your stuff and then bring out a big monster like Boggart Knight and make you deal with this. So I feel like the reason why X-Sabers are kind of a tough matchup is because they can pretty much match the way that you're playing. So if you want to play conservative, then they can play conservative too, because they can just sit on an 1900 monster and wait for you to summon your answer to the 1900 monster, like your Sirocco, and then just have an answer for that. The one card that is really, really good against X-Sabers, I'd say, would be Icarus Attack. But I'd say in the X-Saber matchup, playing Icarus Attack correctly is very huge, because Most people don't like to go for the face down monster when they Icarus versus X Sabers because they're think it might be a floater like Dark Soul. But I feel like you have to be able to read your opposing X Saber player very, very well to be able to make good plays with Icarus attack, because you have to be able to read when they have an Ember's Blade set and not a Dark Soul set and actually make like a good play by targeting a monster. But I feel like bad players will just Icarus attack like whenever they want to, and then they'll hit like a floater and then get the next one. So X Sabers, I just feel like you have to keep your Icarus for the right time, and you have to hopefully find answers to their Ember's Blades. But otherwise, Blackwings are just a really good anti-meta in general. So it should be able to take care of decks that, like Quickdraw and X Sabers that try to push like all at once. And a card that's really, really good in that matchup, if I could find it, is this card right here. Oppression is really, really good in both of the matchups. Completely shuts down both of the decks, with the exception of maybe Quickdraw because they have their Raikos. But like I said, if you can make good reads versus Quickdraw and X Sabers with your Icarus attack, then you'll know when they're set as a Raiko, and you'll know when they're set is a Dandelion or Sangin or a Trooper or something like that. So, like I said at the beginning of the video, I feel like this deck takes a lot of skill to play in order to be successful. So, I think if you can make the right reads against like the top tier decks like X Sabers and Quickdraw, then you're going to be very successful with this deck, because this deck is just a really, really solid, consistent anti-meta deck. But since it's an anti-meta deck, it's always not going to be quite the meta. And because of that, you have to make good plays pretty much. So, yeah, like I said, X Sabers, kind of a tough matchup, but I feel like if you can just play smart, you'll be fine. What other matchups do I want to talk about? The mirror match, I guess I can talk about. I haven't played a mirror match this format, but I feel like the mirror match, the Blackwing mirror match, how it's been over the past few formats, it's pretty much just been like mostly skill, to be honest. I feel like you have to be able to hold onto cards like Sirocco, since he gets the attack of all the Blackwings on the field. That's obviously really good. Icarus attack, saving your Icarus attack is good. And I'd say maybe cards like Vayu would be good in that matchup. Just because deck has problems with beaters. You make them waste a card on your floater, I guess. So I know this video was kind of random, but hopefully you guys learned a little bit about Blackwings. I mean, even if you're not playing them, it's always good to hear, I guess, about how other people play them. And I'm not trying to say that like I'm completely right about how to play Blackwings this format, but I feel like I have a pretty good idea as to how to make good plays with the deck and how to ultimately just win more matches than the people who don't really think about their plays that much. So yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys didn't think this was too random. But let me know what you guys think, and thank you for all the subscribers I've been getting. I'm like 640 subscribers now, which is pretty ridiculous because I was like 500 like a month ago. So that's real cool. And remember to comment below, and that's it, guys.